Greetings to all. My name is Julia. Today I will tell you about 5 intuitive signs that someone is thinking about you, how to recognize when you are on someone else's mind. Have you ever thought about someone and a few minutes later your phone rang and it was that exact person? Or perhaps you were reminiscing about an old friend whom you haven't seen for months or even years and then unexpectedly ran into them at a store a week later? These events are not just coincidences. In this universe, nothing happens by chance. Such moments can be seen as clues that someone is mentally reaching out to you. This person might want to reconnect, discuss something important, or their thoughts are simply occupied by you. In this video, I will reveal the 5 most common signs that someone is often thinking about you. These signs are often noticed in our daily lives when someone's thoughts are directed at us. But before diving into the topic, let's understand how it's even possible to feel that someone is thinking about us. We are all interconnected. Humanity forms one large network of consciousness where each thought sends an energy wave to every individual on this planet. When we are attuned to this energy, we can pick up these subtle vibrations from others, and they can manifest in our lives in different ways. What we often call intuition is actually an inexplicable ability to know about someone or something without any apparent reason. In the same way, we can use intuition to recognize when someone's thoughts are focused on us. The first sign that someone is thinking about you is connected to your dream world. If a person's thoughts are intensely directed at you, you may notice that you start seeing them in your dreams. Of course, it's entirely possible to dream about someone even if they're not thinking about you, so it's important to distinguish the source of such dreams. But how can you tell if the source is coming from your own consciousness, or if it's a signal that this person is mentally reaching out to you? There are several clues that can help you differentiate dreams caused by your own thoughts from those that appear because someone is thinking about you. For example, if you're constantly thinking about a person you like or someone you are close to, it's natural for your subconscious to create dreams about them. However, if you dream about someone you haven't actively thought about, a person who hasn't been in your everyday life, this is a strong signal that this person is thinking about you so intensely that their image penetrates your subconscious. It's like this person is sending you a mental message, which you pick up and process through dreams. Sometimes these dreams can take on unusual characteristics in what I call dream intrusion. This happens when someone is thinking about you so intensely that they start appearing in the background of your dreams. This phenomenon is both fascinating and strange. Imagine you're having a dream where something completely unrelated is happening. For instance, you are in a cafe, but this person appears somewhere in the background, sitting at another table, not interacting with you directly, but always present. They seem to hover in your dreams, even though you haven't thought about them during the day. This is a very clear sign that this person is focused on you, perhaps trying to send you an unspoken message or seeking communication. The second sign is a bit paradoxical. You can't stop thinking about them. This might seem a little illogical, but it's important to approach it carefully. If you already have strong feelings for someone, it's normal for that person to be constantly on your mind. Our brain can cyclically return to certain thoughts, especially when emotions are involved, causing those thoughts to surface in our minds, dreams, and even daily situations. However, if you are constantly thinking about someone you don't have strong feelings for example, a stranger or someone you barely interacted with, that's a different story. Sometimes you unexpectedly start thinking about someone. It could be a waiter at a cafe or an old acquaintance you haven't spoken to in years. If their image or name suddenly pops into your mind while you're busy with something else, it can be a strong sign that they are thinking about you too. You might interpret this as their mental outreach to you, almost as if they're sending an invisible message that you subconsciously receive, a kind of mental signal that triggers thoughts of them. Another clear sign that someone is thinking about you is the frequent appearance of their name or things closely associated with them. This doesn't always mean you'll see their name directly. It could show up more subtly. For instance, you might encounter reminders of them, like seeing their favorite dish on a menu or hearing news about their hometown, especially if it's a small or rarely mentioned place. There are many small examples of how these signs manifest. You might spot their favorite snack at a restaurant, or overhear someone mention their favorite movie in conversation. These moments seem to come out of nowhere, yet they pull your thoughts back to that person, drawing your attention to them again. An even stronger signal is a sudden and powerful urge to reach out to someone, especially someone you haven't thought of or spoken to in a long time. It might be an unexpected but overwhelming desire to call or message them, often indicating that they too are thinking about you and may want to talk or share something. Sometimes it feels like an inexplicable inner force is pushing you to do so. Interestingly, this kind of energy works both ways. Just as they may be thinking about you, you can also use your mental focus to influence them and encourage them to contact you. This is the power of the mind, and while it may sound mystical, many people have experienced it firsthand. Then there are situations where you start frequently crossing paths with this person. Perhaps you bumped into them once, and then soon after, you encounter them again in the most unexpected places. For example, you might see them at a restaurant, and the following week, you happen to meet them in a grocery store. The odds of such frequent meetings, especially if you've lived in the same area for a long time and never crossed paths before, are incredibly slim. These encounters feel like more than mere coincidence. It seems as though this person is unconsciously pulling you into their orbit with their thoughts. As these encounters become more frequent, it becomes clear you're on their mind, consciously or unconsciously. They may be unintentionally drawing you toward them, creating these meetings through their thoughts. This can be controlled as well. Just as their thoughts can lead to these random encounters, so can yours, if you learn how to properly focus your energy. These are just a few psychic signs that someone is thinking about you, but the most powerful tool for recognizing these signs is your own intuition. Deep down, you already know the truth. Intuition often comes in the form of a quiet whisper that's easy to ignore, but if you learn to listen to it, you can gain clarity about whether these signs are just a product of your own mind or if they are coming from someone else's thoughts about you. Learning to use this inner voice to recognize and strengthen your intuitive abilities is key to success. We are all energetically connected, and with practice, you can develop this skill. If you want to go further and learn how to stay on someone's mind, to make them think of you, dream of you, and feel an irresistible urge to reach out, this is also possible. This process is called remote seduction. The technique of remote seduction can be understood as the art of attracting someone's attention and stirring their interest, even from a distance, through the subtle transmission of energetic and mental impulses. It's based on the idea that our state and emotions can influence others, even from afar. For the technique to work, a person must be in harmony with themselves, confident in their own irresistibility, and able to transmit positive emotions such as admiration, affection, or even passion. The process of remote seduction requires a certain level of concentration and mental preparation. You need to focus entirely on the person you're targeting and mentally send them the sensation that they are already responding to your feelings. It's important to transmit only positive vibrations, such as admiration, affection, or gratitude. Any negative emotions like desperation or dissatisfaction with yourself can not only block the contact, but also have the opposite effect, repelling the person. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I wish you all the best on your journey of spiritual awakening.